A wall stood for centuries, until trumpets sounded Jericho. The walls had never fallen. For generations, the city of Jericho stood like a giant in the desert, its massive stone walls rising high above the land, thick enough to withstand armies, strong enough to outlast time itself. Nations had come and gone. Kings had risen and fallen. But Jericho remained, unshaken, untouched, unconquerable. And now, an entire people stood outside its gates, watching, waiting, wondering how they could ever bring it down. The promise and the problem. The Israelites had finally arrived. After years in the wilderness, after wandering, after waiting, after burying a generation that never saw the promise, this new generation stood at the edge of the land God had sworn to give them. And Jericho stood in the way. Its gates were shut tight. Its soldiers were ready. Its walls cast long shadows across the ground, as if to say, "You will not pass." Joshua, the new leader of Israel, stood quietly, studying the city. He had seen battles before. He had fought alongside Moses. But this was different. There was no obvious weakness, no breach, no strategy that made sense. And yet God had already spoken. "I have given you Jericho." Given? Joshua looked again at the towering walls. It didn't look given. It looked impossible. The encounter. That night, Joshua walked alone. The camp was quiet behind him. The weight of leadership pressed heavily on his shoulders. Suddenly, he saw a man standing in front of him, sword drawn. Joshua's hand tightened. "Are you for us or for our enemies?" The man's answer was not what Joshua expected. "Neither, but as commander of the army of the Lord, I have now come." Joshua fell face down. This was no ordinary warrior. This was a divine messenger, perhaps more. "What message does my Lord have for his servant?" Joshua asked. The answer would change everything. The unlikely plan. The next morning, Joshua gathered the people. His voice was steady. "This is what we will do." Soldiers leaned in. Warriors expected orders for battle. "We will march." They nodded. Once a day around the city. Silence. No shouting. No fighting. No weapons raised. Confusion spread across their faces. "The priests will carry the Ark of the Covenant. 7 priests will carry trumpets." Still no one spoke. "And on the 7th day, we will march 7 times. Now the looks turned to disbelief. "And then you will shout." That was it. That was the plan. No siege towers. No battering rams. No ladders. Just marching. And trumpets. And faith. Day 1. The people rose early. The priests lifted the ark. The trumpets sounded, long, low, echoing blasts. And the army began to walk. Around Jericho. The city watched from above. Soldiers lined the walls. Citizens leaned over, curious, then amused. No attack came. No arrows flew. Just footsteps. Step after step. Lap after lap. Then the Israelites turned and went back to camp. The people of Jericho laughed. Day 2, 3, 4. The same thing happened. Every day. March. Trumpets. Silence. Return. The laughter grew louder. Mockery echoed down from the walls. "Is this your army? Is this your plan?" Even some among Israel began to wonder. "What are we doing?" But Joshua said nothing more. He simply obeyed. Day 5, 6. By now, the rhythm had become almost unbearable. No change. No breakthrough. Just obedience. Day after day. Trust without evidence. Faith without results. The walls still stood, strong as ever. The 7th day. Before dawn, Joshua gave the command. Today, the people rose. This time, there was something different in the air. Expectation. Tension. They began to march. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4. 5. 6. Still the walls stood. The people of Jericho watched, uneasy now. Something felt different. Then 7. The final lap. Joshua raised his hand. The priests lifted their trumpets. The sound rang out louder than ever before. And then Joshua shouted, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city." For a moment, nothing. Then, the ground trembled. A deep rumble rose beneath their feet. The walls, the massive, unshakable walls, cracked. Stone split. Dust exploded into the air. And suddenly, the walls collapsed. Not slowly, not partially, but completely. They fell outward, crumbling into ruin. A city that had stood for centuries was broken in a moment. The people surged forward. Victory was before them, not because of strength, not because of strategy, but because God had spoken. The aftermath. As the dust settled, one truth stood taller than the walls ever had. God keeps his promises. What seemed impossible had become reality. What stood for centuries had fallen in seconds. And all it took was obedience, trumpets, and faith. Commentary note: the Fall of Jericho reveals a powerful spiritual principle. God's ways often defy human logic. The Israelites were not called to fight in a conventional way, but to trust and obey, even when the plan seemed unreasonable. Their victory came not through strength, but through faithful obedience. This story reminds believers that breakthroughs often come after persistent faith, even when no visible progress is seen. Historical note: the account of Jericho is recorded in Joshua 6. Jericho was one of the oldest known fortified cities in the ancient Near East, with archaeological evidence showing multiple layers of walls over time. The biblical narrative describes a unique military strategy directed by God, involving ritual marching and trumpet blasts. While details of the collapse have been debated among historians and archaeologists, Jericho remains a significant site in biblical history, representing Israel's entry into the Promised Land and the beginning of their conquest of Canaan.